Hello, this is Father Ken Lau and welcome to the new episode of Nuggets for the Soul. In this episode, I would like to share with you the story about the boy who, guided by the Virgin, revealed to the Pope the dogma of the Assumption. And I'm reading this from the website evangelizationstation.com. So Gilles Bohors was born on November 27, 1944 in Bergerac in the south of France. When he was only 1 year old, he was miraculously healed through the intercession of Saint Therese of the Child Jesus. At the age of 4, he carries a message from the Most Holy Virgin Mary in which he is told that his mission is to go to Pope Pius XII to convey to him what the Virgin has communicated to him. Gilles since he was a child, had a lot of piety, prayed for long hours, and was seen doing penance. And when he was only 3 years old, one day he stood in front of his father and said, "Father, the Virgin has given me a message that I must convey to the Pope. I have to go and see this one." At first, the father didn't take things seriously, but little Gilles persisted on the mission for 2 years, and his mother, out of curiosity, asked him what the message was. The answer was immediate. "Mom, the message is not for you, it's for the Pope." On one occasion, his father asked him, "Do you know who the Pope is?" Gilles replies, "The Pope is the Pope, and I must convey the message of the Virgin." Neighbors aware of this fact offered to pay for the boy and his father's trip to Rome. In the year of the Lord, 1949, he finally left. During the journey, Mr. Bohors had his thought, with what face would he touch the doors of the Vatican and say, "I need an audience with the Pope"? But not for me, but for my 5-year-old son. And when they got to Rome, they stayed in a French college. At first, no one was aware of his arrival, which took place on a Tuesday. The next day, an emissary of the Pope asked at the entrance of the college if a child from the Lourdes region had stayed there. And when the father learned this fact, he was amazed. How did the Pope find out our arrival? Nevertheless, it was a relief to know that the hearing was tremendously facilitated. The interview would take place the next day on Tuesday, December 10, 1949. A secretary receives and takes a child to speak with His Holiness the Pope, and his father has been waiting outside for about an hour. Hearings with the Pope rarely lasted more than 20 minutes. At the end of the hearing, the same Pope takes the child by the hand, gives the child back to his father, thanks him, and says, "For some time I've been asking heaven to give me a confirmation, a clear sign of acceptance from heaven of a dogma I want to declare. And your son brought me a message from the Blessed Virgin Mary." Nothing is known about the Pope's interview with the boy, which took place in May of 1950, except what the Pontiff made known. The boy informed him on behalf of the Mother of God that the lady, after her mortal life, ascended to heaven in body and soul. Exactly, Pope Pius XII had asked our Lord for a supernatural sign to decide to proclaim the dogma of the Assumption of Mary. Little Gilles was the sign the heaven gave to the Pontiff, and so on November 1, 1950, the dogma of the Assumption of our Mother of Heaven was proclaimed. It's good to know this history of how this dogma of the Assumption of Mary came about, right? So our Blessed Mother used this little boy to convey that message to Pope Pius XII to confirm this dogma is really from God. So in the next episode, I would like to share with you what happened to this little boy, Gilles. Okay? God bless. Living Saint, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, we trust in you.